Hey peeps, Hop Sauce here. What's up? Thanks for checking in. Appreciate that. Look, if you feel like the markets aren't doing anything right now, it's because they're not. We're sitting at this weird time, and a lot of these. Some of the finance channels that I follow, I've been looking at this stuff. A lot of them, we don't like talking politics. I mean, of course, economics and politics have everything to do with the markets and stuff like that. So you got to be aware of it, but talking about it and picking a side and this whole thing about me against you, I try not to do any of that. I try to stay just with logical communication, but I have to acknowledge that politics are involved right now with this market. And honestly, I don't like some things that are going on. So, look, it's crypto, stocks, everything just kind of feels stuck right now. Okay, so let me show you there is a reason for it. Okay, there's a reason for it, and there's going to be a big move. Now, this is the Fed Watch tool. Now, look at this, man. This is weird because it changed a little bit. This huge, it says 97.4% right here. Come over here above my head. These are the probabilities of the rates easing is 0. No change is 97.4. See, in the past, when I was talking about this before, there was like a 98, 99% chance that rates are going to ease or drop. There's no chance of rates dropping right now, according to this Fed Watch tool. And this is the CMEgroup.com. Now, look at this. This is the thing that caught my attention the most right here. There's a 2.6% chance that rates might hike. That's here or there. 2.6 on this particular watch tool doesn't mean anything, but it's interesting to me that the rates decreasing is 0, and the hike, there's something there. Look, can we control any of this? No, you can't. We just need to be aware of it. Right now, we're seeing a slowing of price action. Now, look, I don't trade on what the Fed says. I trade on what my indicators and what the market's showing. Let me show you these setups in the charts. All right, Preps, this is TradingView chart here. Now, this is XRP. We're looking at daily candles. Every one of these candles that post green or red is a full 24-hour cycle. Okay, now, if you take a look, I'm going to put my lines on here. I don't want to confuse you, but I'm just going to click. If you're interested, down here on the bottom left, this is where you can lock or take your lines out that you've drawn. If any of you are using TradingView and you're interested, some of the buttons here, you click that, boom. I got my support line. Look at this, people. I drew the support line at $1.32, level in the stand. If I zoom out just a hair, you can see what's been going on. Okay, we've been in this downward trend. This was back in July. Yep, July 5th. Or sorry, January 5th. It's been going down. We're in this downward trend. This is the whole year. Back into 25, like November or so. Okay, since I mentioned it, we got to go back. Look, we've been going down since the big run up in, look, this little orange across the top, that's a 52-week high. The 52-week high hit on July 18th. Friday, July 18th, we've been going down ever since that talk. Take note of that. This is a broader cycle discussion if we start looking at it this way. So let me just go back into where I was at. As far as 2026, this year, we can see that we're heading down. And then we had this flag pattern develop here on February 5th. And we kept moving sideways in this zone. Now, we're talking about technicals here. Look at this. We're moving sideways here, and it wasn't making a decision. This is compression. I put another parallel lines heading down. I noticed as of March 17th, we're bouncing off that top going down. Now, one of the main things I want to show you guys today, Look, these type of setups, it's things slow down and the candles get smaller and smaller. Okay, the technical term is compression. Look how small the last couple of days of these candles are, testing this $1.32. Ooh, interesting. This candle right here was green not too long ago, and it just clicked into the red. What I'm going to say here, ladies and gentlemen, you got to keep your mindset in a longer term perspective on where we're at right now in the economy and the geopolitical world. This small candle means that everything's kind of undecided today as we speak. We got to keep a close eye on this, because if this breaks, if that 132 breaks, is that the 52-week low? 111. Interesting. That's the 52-week low. Let me verify that. Let me make sure. Yes. 111. We will head to 111. If it breaks the 132, it's going to go, because I don't have a support line on here. I mean, there's some tiny support around that 120. As you can see right here. I'll put it. Let's put a little support on that 120. So if it breaks the 132, 120 for sure, but honestly, the 111 is stronger. That makes more sense. So when this kind of thing happens, when the market's waiting, and then we do start to break a level, it 9 times out of 10 is going to continue in that direction. Okay, listen. Don't shoot the messenger, man. I've been studying this stuff. I've got a good grip on what's going on with it right now. So it's not going to stay quiet forever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the hardest thing for me. Like in 2020, I made some mistakes because I just wasn't being patient. You got to just go on with your life. You can't sit here and depend. I've had a couple comments on my videos where this one guy was like, yeah, so-and-so told me to get into XRP, and I got in at like $2. I'm out. I'm out of here, man. Dude, it wasn't too long ago. It wasn't too long ago. It's 220. If you're going to be in this investment game, people, you gotta practice your patience. You got to have a certain sense of maturity where you can just look the other way, but pay attention every day. You see what I'm saying? It's a difficult psychology. So right now in this market, ladies and gentlemen, it's not bearish or bullish. Okay, this is where most people get chopped up and they lose because they get impatient. They start doing stupid things. They try to force trades, okay, when nothing's going on. Like with day trading, if you see a pattern like this, don't day trade. You're a fool. If you see these compression patterns come up, you're going to lose 100% of the time. So I need to share that with you. But when this kind of a thing and these patterns break, if you just go back historically on the charts, if you want to look, it gets exciting quick. Okay, so we want to be in position on one way or the other, because it's going to break at some point. I'm not going to say soon. Honestly, I think it's further out. This is a little further time frame that we're looking at. Patience matters more than trying to predict things and foresee the future. We're in a cycle of downtrend. We're towards the end. We saw our 52-week high earlier this year, or at the end of 25. Now we're being patient. We're being savvy. We're getting thick skin. Now, patience matters more than prediction. That's my message today, everybody. We'll put the link, if you want to follow me on this stuff, I'll put the link in TradingView in here. It's a great program. I can show you some different things on it if you have, and just put in the comments if you have any questions on the TradingView platform. This link has a $15 discount. You can look at it for free. You just put your email and stuff in there, and it's free. But if you want to get more indicators, you learn how to navigate the software a little bit better, you can. It's like $12 to $25 a month. There's a couple different tiers depending on how many indicators you want. So don't start with tons of indicators. I'm telling you. I kind of started too high, and I was putting too much crap on there, and it got confusing. You don't need all these indicators. You just need to start looking at levels. And there's a couple other things that I do look at. The RSI and the Bollinger Bands are important as well, but you get into that later. Hey, thanks for checking in, everybody. I appreciate your time. Let's have a good week here no matter what. Try to keep your mindset focused on your goals and your mission in this investing game on your way to financial freedom. All right, everybody. Peace out. Appreciate you checking in. Hop Sauce signing out. Take care.